Listen closely to the silence of your own body in the year 2026. Behind the steady beat of your heart and the rhythm of your breath, there is a silent, invisible fire burning through your tissues. You cannot see it. You cannot feel it in its early stages. But it is there, eroding your arteries, fogging your brain, and draining your cellular voltage day by day. Dr. Thorne calls this the silent fire, chronic inflammation. In the modern world, you are being constantly provoked. The air you breathe, the water you drink, and the synthetic substances they call food are all designed to keep your immune system in a state of permanent panic. Your body is no longer a temple, it has become a battlefield where your own defense systems are attacking your own healthy cells. This is not an accident, it is the natural consequence of a lifestyle that has completely severed its connection to biological reality. Most people live their entire lives with this internal blaze, wondering why they are always tired, why their joints ache, and why their minds feel like they are trapped in a thick, gray fog. They seek temporary relief in pills that only mask the smoke while the fire continues to gut the building. But you are here because you are ready to stop being a victim of the system's chemical warfare. You are here to learn how to extinguish the flame and reclaim the cool, calm power of a body in perfect biological order. Sovereignty begins with the realization that your health is being stolen from you in slow motion, one inflammatory meal at a time. The tragedy of 2026 is that normal has become synonymous with diseased. It is considered normal to wake up exhausted. It is considered normal to have brain fog by mid-afternoon. It is considered normal to rely on caffeine to simply function as a human being. Dr. Thorne refuses to accept this mediocrity. Chronic inflammation is the root of every modern plague, from heart disease to Alzheimer's, from diabetes to autoimmune collapse. It is the friction in the machinery of your life. When your body is inflamed, your frequency drops. Your biological antenna becomes noisy and distorted. You lose the ability to perceive the subtle energies of the universe and the sharp clarity of your own intuition. You become easy to control, easy to distract, and easy to consume. The system loves an inflamed population because an inflamed brain cannot think critically. It is too busy trying to survive the internal heat. But the protocol I am about to reveal to you is not just a diet, it is a tactical strike against the root cause of your physical decay. We are not just cleaning your blood, we are restoring the electrical conductivity of your entire existence. If you want to rule your life, you must first put out the fire that is burning your throne from the inside out. Open your eyes and look at what they have placed on your plate. It is not food, it is fuel for the fire. In the year 2026, the industrial food complex has mastered the art of biological sabotage. They give you seed oils, refined, oxidized, and chemically bleached, that act like liquid sandpaper inside your delicate arteries. They give you refined sugars that cause massive spikes in your insulin, triggering a cascade of inflammatory cytokines that scream through your nervous system. Every time you consume these substances, you are essentially pouring gasoline on the silent fire. Your mitochondria, the ancient power plants of your cells, begin to stutter and fail under the oxidative stress. They produce less energy and more waste, further choking the cellular environment. Dr. Thorne has observed that the modern human is in a state of biological friction. Everything is harder than it should be. Digestion is a struggle. Thinking is a struggle. Even sleep, which should be your ultimate recovery tool, is interrupted by the internal heat of a body that cannot find peace. You are being kundaklanmies, arsoned, from the inside out by companies that profit from your chronic illness. They want you inflamed because an inflamed person is a lifelong customer for their symptomatic patches. But your biological sovereignty demands that you refuse their poison gifts. You must become a master of what enters your sanctuary. If it was made in a factory, if it has a label longer than a few words, if it was designed to last on a shelf for years, it is an incendiary device. Put it down. Your recovery starts with the absolute refusal to participate in your own destruction. What is inflammation, truly? At its most fundamental level, it is a loss of electrical order. Your cells are designed to operate at a specific voltage, a precise frequency that allows for the seamless flow of information and energy. When you are inflamed, your cellular voltage drops. The pH of your tissue shifts toward the acidic, creating a swampy environment where pathogens thrive and healthy cells suffocate. Dr. Thorne teaches that a body with high electrical tension cannot stay inflamed. Think of a rushing mountain stream. It is clear, cold, and full of life because of its constant motion and high oxygen content. Now think of a stagnant pond. It is warm, murky, and full of decay. Most people in 2026 have become stagnant ponds. Their blood is thick, their lymph is sluggish, and their cellular batteries are barely holding a charge. This lack of voltage is the primary reason why the silent fire can take hold and spread. To extinguish the flame, we must restore the flow. We must ground ourselves to the Earth's infinite supply of electrons. We must hydrate with structured water that carries the electrical signature of life, not the dead, chlorinated liquid that comes from a plastic bottle. We must expose our skin to the primordial frequencies of the sun, which recalibrate our internal clocks and dampen the inflammatory response. You are an electrical being, and the fire is simply a short circuit in your system. When you fix the wiring, the fire goes out. It is not magic, it is the supreme physics of the human machine. Now, let us discuss the tactical intervention. To extinguish a fire, you must remove the fuel and apply the cooling agent. First, the absolute elimination of refined seed oils and processed sugars. This is non-negotiable. If you continue to feed the flames, no protocol in the world can save you. Second, we introduce the master anti-inflammatory agents of nature. Dr. Thorne advocates for the strategic use of molecular hydrogen, the smallest and most powerful antioxidant in existence, which can penetrate deep into the mitochondria to neutralize the oxidative fire at its source. We look to the wisdom of ancestral fats, cold-pressed olive oil, grass-fed tallow, and wild-caught omega-3s, which act as a soothing balm for your irritated membranes. But perhaps most importantly, we use the power of the breath. Deep, nasal breathing increases nitric oxide and activates the vagus nerve, sending a signal of safety to every cell in your body. When the brain perceives safety, it turns off the inflammatory alarms. In 2026, the system keeps you in a state of perpetual fear because fear is inflammatory. Stress is the ultimate matchstick. By mastering your nervous system, you become the fire marshal of your own biology. You learn to breathe through the chaos, to remain cool in the heat of the battle, and to maintain your internal equilibrium regardless of the external noise. This is how you reclaim your sovereignty. You do not wait for the world to change, you change the internal environment so that the world's fires can no longer burn you. As we conclude this 31st chapter, understand that a body without the silent fire is a body capable of anything. When the inflammation clears, the fog lifts. Your mind becomes a razor, capable of cutting through the deceptions of the year 2026. Your energy returns, not as the jittery buzz of caffeine, but as the steady, unstoppable force of a high-voltage battery. You begin to see the world with a clarity that others have lost. You become a beacon of order in a world of chaotic decay. Dr. Thorne stands in the quietude of his laboratory, watching the internal temperatures of his students return to their optimal, cool state. He knows that the man who has mastered his internal fire is a man who cannot be easily broken. He is a man who has reclaimed his biological heritage. The path to longevity is paved with the cooling of the tissues and the steadying of the heart. Go now, and look at your world with new eyes. Remove the fuel. Restore the voltage. Extinguish the silence fire. Your empire is waiting for a ruler who is clear-headed, strong-bodied, and electrically charged. The fire is out. The cooling has begun. Your biological sovereignty is restored. The lesson is finished, but your new life, a life of cool, calm dominance, has just begun. Stay sharp. Stay cool. Stay sovereign.